Greetings everyone, and welcome to first draft of the channel featuring Alchemy Horizons Baldur's Gate. Not everyone is a fan of Alchemy, but it's a new draft format on Magic Arena, and I will be drafting that for the next 2 months before the Dominaria United set releases. I have done a couple of drafts before this. This might be my draft number 5 or so. So I have a bit of a feel of the format, what it's like, but there's still a lot to learn, so I'm not really, an expert of this format right now. This is a fairly weak pack actually. The Outcast seems to be more like a constructed card. This is great on turn 1 on the play, but otherwise can just be a 1 mana 1/1. Not a big fan of that card. I don't think I'm gonna take that. The other cards in this pack are fairly unexciting. This is okay, 2/2 makes a treasure token, but I think the Guild Zone Prowler, that's the best single color card. If I knew I was in blue-black, maybe I would take the gold card there, but this is a really good 2-drop. 2 mana 2/1 death touch, that's already, an acceptable limited card. And this also quite often draws a card, because only when it blocks and dies, it doesn't draw a card. When it dies, of course, it can still get exiled, although there's not a lot of ways to exile in this format. Alright, so Sea Tower Imprisonment is pretty good, even though the Soldiers of the Watch, which is also a common in this set, is not that great of a card, despite the double team. It's just 2 mana 2/1. This effect, generates one of these 2/1s right away on the battlefield, and then of course if you get to attack with it without it just getting, killed, you get another one of those in your hand. So this is definitely the pick here. Otherwise this pack is again a quite weak one, so let's take this. Although the Warriors of Tiamat is probably the next pick there if this wasn't there. And now I have a black card and a white card. Both are pretty decent, so let's see if I can keep drafting those colors. It will continue that route because the Super Plague is a pretty decent removal spell. It's very comparable to a Murderer, but it's not a double caster, so it's an easier casting cost. And this will down bigger creatures too, but it might take some time. But it's definitely a good pick after these 2/1s. This Lazhan is interesting. Can just get you a nice 2-for-1s, but it's blue-red and I have a white and a black card here, so I don't think it's gonna be the pick here. The Black Dragon I think it's playable, especially if you get some treasure generating, but 7 mana is a really lot, so I just take the Silver Plague here. It's a more reliable card, I think. Then, okay, the best card in the pack for sure is the Gnoll Hunting Party. It's a really good one. You don't often have to even pay 6 mana for this. I have actually cast this in one of my early drafts for 2 mana and 3 mana. But I mean, I guess you can assume you can sometimes cast this for 4 or 5 mana, and that's a really good value for that amount of mana you're paying for it. So I think I'll take that. The Flaming Fist Officer is okay. The Farewell is okay. I quite like these boons. But this is a totally playable trick. The Slad is not great. I'm gonna take the best card in the pack. It might be that white is open, but this is such a good card that I'm gonna see if red is going to end up being somewhat open, and then I can move to red. And based on this pack, well, there is no white card in here, so I might be moving to a black-red. Grave Choice is an Edict effect. They try to make these Edict effects playable. I think this is a main deckable one. But a 3 mana Edict, they might still... Well, I guess because you get the duplicate. If it's just a, it's always a non-token, so you get some value. Either you get a 3 mana creature, or at least you get a creature yourself. But I think still the pick here is gonna be the Vampire Spawn. I think I could take the goal if I get those threaten effects, but I think the Vampire Spawn is at this point in the draft the pick to make. And wow, what a pack for my colors. Well, definitely I'm gonna move this Imprisonment, as good as it is, to here, because this is a tough one. Because Grim Bounty is a very nice removal spell because of the treasure token, and this format has a bunch of bomb rares, and most of them are creatures. So destroy target creature effect is really valuable in this format, I think. But the Ambergris is just such an efficient card. Even if you never specialized, getting to discard 0 or 1 cards to draw 2 fresh ones is really good. It's a really tough one. I have 1 removal spell actually. Okay, I think the Ambergris is just slightly better. I hope I don't regret not picking the Grim Bounty, but I do have the Silver Blake here at least. But this is a really good one. A much better card than your average. You know, a 3-mana 3/2 haste wouldn't be that playable. It would be okay. It would be playable, but it would be like a C- or C at most, even in aggressive decks. But this has a couple of things going on. First of all, the discard ability to refresh your hand, and then of course the specializes can come up at some point. Here, even though I like the Warriors of Tiamat, I think these lands are really good. It's just a straight upgrade of your deck when you pick these lands that allow you to basically just cash in for an extra card in the games when you actually have time to do that. This is an interesting pick because there's another Prowler, but I do like the Red Dragon with the immediate 4 damage. Basically, it almost is the same as this. It has haste, although better because this 4 damage cannot be blocked. But I have only 1 2-drop, and this is a really high quality one. So maybe I'm taking this. There are some 6-drops I'm willing to play, so let's just make sure I have enough 2-drops around. Alright, so I think I would like to take the improvised weaponry, but the goal is, if I want to go with the steal and sack plan, the goal would be the pick here. Okay, I think I'll take the goal just in case I get to do the steal and sack thing. And here is unplayables. It's a best of 3 draft, so I have a sideboard. I guess there's like a very small chance I'm gonna sideboard this in if opponent has some big bomb creature I need to just kill. So okay, the other ones are unplayable. Here I could take the Horde Robber, but I do like the Earth Cult Elemental. This is not exactly a 6-drop. You often get to cast this for cheaper, so yeah, I'll take the Earth Cult Elemental rather than the 1/3 for 2. Okay, so this is the threaten effect of this format. So that's not the Price of Loyalty one, which was in AFR. This is a 4-mana effect, but definitely when I took the Sepulture Goal and now another one, I'm gonna go for it. Okay, another one of these Eyes of the Beholder. And yes, this is a very weak card, so I would not usually main deck this card. That's the reason I'm gonna put this to the sideboard right away. So now there's a there is a Deadly Dispute, which is always a good one, even better if you have these threaten effects. But obviously the pick is the 2-mana deal 4, and then you get this boon effect. If you kill something that has less than 4 toughness, you get even some extra value. The best card in the pack is obviously the Soon's Intervention, but given how the pack 1 went, I don't think I'm gonna move back to white. If there was no other, I mean, I guess I could pick this over the Deadly Dispute, just to speculate if I can still be black-white. This is such a strong card, and I have a strong white card in here. But with the enthusiasm, I think I just should stick to black-red here. Really good card. And how about here? There's a Lulu, which I quite like. But again, it's a white card. There's an Owlbear. And there is a couple of cards for red and black. So the Reckless Barbarian is not really a good card. It's a 2-mana 2/2, so I guess that works as a curve filler if the format is the kind of format where even a 2-mana 2/2 is better than having no 2-drop. But I'm not sure. There are some aggressive archetypes, but this I haven't decided yet if this format requires having such low impact 2-drops. Now, of course, you can sack it for mana, but those are really not gonna happen that often. The easy pick here is the Pilgrim's Eye. It nets your land. I already have a 6-drop, and it fixes your mana and all that. It's just a very decent card. I think most decks are happy to run at least one copy of those Pilgrim's Eyes. All right, here so if I really moved white here, I could get another. If I took the rare and then I guess the flyer with Specialize, I would have not 2 Sea Tower Imprisonments. I could have a really decent white deck here based on what's being passed to me right now, but since I didn't, and I'm not going to, this is totally unsplashable because it's a double caster, so I think I'm gonna stick to my previous choices here now. Grimbinder is okay, but I think I just take the Rabble Rouser thing. It has double team, so when you attack with it, you get another copy to your hand, and then the pump ability can be quite relevant later in the game. But mostly I just, want to have some 2-drops. This seems to be a rather aggressive deck here. Okay, another Gnoll hunting party. I would be happy to take the Waters of Tiamat over the Rapier or the Hodropper, but this is the best card in the pack, so let's take that one. Breath Weapon is, non-dragons. Alright, so it's gonna kill a bunch of my guys. I don't think it's really that. That's Dwarf Cleric. No, it's not really a good one for me. I guess I could pick it for my sideboard, but I have a lack of 4s and 5s, so I could take the Sellsword. I don't have a lot of treasures, and the 4-mana 4/3 is not great. But I don't think the Trap Finder is really that good either. With double Sepulture Goal, maybe, but I'm not convinced because you lose the card you get with it dies at the end of turn, so it's not really a permanent extra card. It's just temporary. So I think it's also more for constructed, but some limited decks might want to have it. But I think I just took the mostly a curve filler. That was my first 4-mana creature there. Here I can take the Hobgoblin Captain. I think the Kobold Warcaller. I have played against the deck, a red-white deck that was really aggressive. Played these things, and well, basically all the aggressive creatures. It did some good work for them, but I don't know if this is the kind of deck, so I just take the 2-mana 3/1 instead. And here I can take another Vampire Spawn. It's a really decent effect, which we learned in a year ago in Adventures of Forgotten Realms draft, because normally a 3-mana 2/3 is not a good stat line, but it turned out that the draining 2 life is enough it has that effect is enough. Has enough potential both defensively and offensively that it's definitely worth paying 3 mana for a 2/3, because it's such a great effect in racing, and sometimes you just can finish off the opponent by making them lose 2 life. Here I can take the Imp. Back of Holding is too slow. 1 mana and then 2 mana to start discarding. Looting. That's really just a bad card. I take the Valor Singer here. I don't mind having these 1-mana tricks, but this is really something I don't really need to have in my deck. It's a card I would, play if I have room for it, but I think I just want to have a 3-drop here. I have a bunch of them, but this is also, this deck seems to be more on the aggressive side, so the offensive ability is probably going to be useful in this deck. Okay, I'm not playing the Barbarian here. I'll just take a Manticore, which is a rather bad card, but I guess I could play it. Because I don't have a lot of those, 4 or 5 mana creatures here. Alright, here. So these are. I'm not going to play 2 Manticores, so I'll just take the. What is it? 3 mana 4/1. Where is it? Here, Grey Salad. Okay, here I take the Rapier because it's only on color cards. Well, I guess I'm not gonna play the Iron Climb. This is just a bad card. It's too risky. It offers good opportunities for the opponent to get rid of it fairly easily. Okay, another Ambergris. I actually, I'm definitely taking it here. Of course, it's better than the Vampire Spawn, and I have already 2 of those. But now I'm thinking that the first Ambergris I took over a Grim Bounty. I haven't seen any removal, not Dragon's Fires, not even the 5-mana red removal, the Farides Fireball. If I could go back in time now, especially when I see another Ambergris here, I would switch this with the Grim Bounty, but it's too late now, and I'll take another one of these now. Okay, well, this pack. Oh, I can only take 1 card, and it's gonna be the rare here. Cardum is basically just a 4-mana 4/3 haste. That's something you will be very happy to play in limited, but this also can potentially net you a card. Well, I mean, so in some cases even more, but it can net you one card. I have one mana card, although I might not play the Dueling Rapier in here. The Viconia is also really decent. I mean, it's really between these two, but I think because I have not that many 4 mana cards, I'll take the Hasty guy. Viconia is really good too, though. Okay, Red Dragon again. Well, now it's time to take removal. I have here these 6 drops. Although the hunting parties I hope won't cost 6, but still I really could use some removal here. So let's just take this over the dragon. And I'm already at 25 non-land, so I'm gonna have. But I think there are some easy cuts like Crazy Lad and the Dueling Rapier. But let's see how the pack 3 ends up going. Okay, so the good Fanatical Priestess, it's a 6 mana 4/3, so not really. You don't play this because of the stats, but it has a pretty decent ETP, so you don't have to care about the specialized. It's gonna. Well, actually, it is. Now it's still good the specialized, but I mean the point is that it's a 6 mana 4/3 that has fight, built in. So maybe I'll take it over something like improvised weaponry. The Red Dragon is really. I don't think it's a good card at all. Fine, I took that one. Besides, it's early in the format, so I want to play with these specialized cards that I have no experience of. So let's try to learn how good this is. I think this is quite good. But yep. Okay, there's another provocation here. I could take the improvised weaponry, but since I have 2 goals, is that worth going for a second provocation over the improvised weaponry? I guess. I wish I had one more goal already. One more goal, or what's that card? That a Deadly Dispute. I'd be happier running 2 of these provocations, and I still might cut 1 from the main deck. I think I will run 1 because of this double goal, but that's the only way to sacrifice stuff, I think, for now. But yeah, let's do something here now. I think I'll just take the red because I don't need another Sellsword or another, what was it? Grey Slide. I'm not gonna play 2 of those. Alright, so here's the thing, I might want to take the Hobgoblin Captain, but I don't really need another 2-drop. So I'm gonna take the Mythic Rare, which is totally limited unplayable, but I'm still going to complete the set by drafting, and my deck has a lot of playables already. I don't need another copy of a Hobgoblin Captain. Alright, so I could take the You Find Some Prisoners just to have a sideboard answer for some artifacts, but I think 1 copy of improvised weaponry is something I'm happy with, so I'm gonna take it here instead. The format doesn't have a ton of artifacts. There are some nasty equipment I might want to be able to get rid of, but shouldn't be too important. Okay, I will take a 3rd spawn here, but I'm not sure how many of them I'm gonna play. Okay, so 4th spawn. Well, I'm not gonna need the Thieves' Tools or the Horde Robbers. I'll take a 4th spawn. The Ghost Lantern is I guess it's okay. It's very cheap equipment, and you get to. Okay, let's try it. Let's try it because I have already 3 spawns. I'm not even sure if I'm going to run 4. I might try this just to see how it works in practice. Okay, I don't care about any of this. I'll take the uncommon. So young red dragon. This thing cannot block. And 4 mana 3/2 flyers, they even aren't that great, but I guess I'll take this because it's more likely I'm gonna play it than the trick the Horde Robber, sure. And that's it for the draft. Okay, so I could have picked a bunch of good white cards in pack 2. I wonder how the deck would have ended up with that. It could actually be even white red or white black, because I didn't end up getting that many great black cards later in the draft. Yeah, I got more good red cards. So I think I might have been able to be white red, although my 2-drops are mainly black, so I might have had some problem filling my curve if I moved to red white there. But of course this all not really much point discussing that because this is the deck I'm gonna work with, and let's cut the lands for now. And the easy cuts here are Crazy Lad. I guess the Imp, it's just a 3 mana 2/1, and I have enough 3-drops and they are all better than that, so it's gonna be cut. Well, this mythic rare obviously not gonna be played, and the Horde Robber not needed. Mm, uh, I think I want to play one mana card because of this Cardoom. So not sure if you can see the text, what's the resolution of the video, but point is when this dies, this quite often is gonna get you a one mana card that you have one turn to cast, and that's a reason to play a one mana card in your deck. Otherwise, I could cut both of those one mana equipments. But because of this thing, I'm gonna. Of course, it's still possible that I draw the one mana card before this thing, before I draw this and this dies. But there's at least a chance that it will gain some value from the first counter already. So I'm going to cut the Dueling Rapier because the Ghost Lantern is the one I want to test, and this, it is an adventure equipment. Of course, the equipment part of this card is of course unplayable. Really, it's not reliable enough. But because you can for 2 mana get a creature back from your graveyard, then the equipment part after casting the adventure is just a bonus. So it will do something or not, but you already got a card back with the adventure spell. So it seems like I mean, of course, you don't usually play 2 mana cards that returns creature cards from your graveyard to your hand, but I want to test how good the equipment, how often the equipment is going to be relevant. If it's not often, then I know to not play this card in future, or maybe it's surprisingly relevant, and I might be willing to pick this card even earlier in the drafts in future. So I'm gonna play this because of the Cardoom and to test it, and then other 4-drops here. There are some weak stuff because sadly I have only two Sepulchre goals and no other way to sacrifice a creature, do I? No. So I could see playing only one of these, and that's actually what I'm gonna do here. This is a fairly okay card in aggressive decks that don't have even any sacrifice narratives, because of course this kind of a effect is normally just very hit or miss. It might win you the game, but it might also be a very dead card if the opponent is, pressing the offense and then you are on defensive. This kind of effect doesn't do anything, but this at least makes the creature basically, unable to block for the rest of the game. So you can even play this like if you are slightly ahead in the race, you can maybe steal one of their blockers, and you have a clean attack, and even you are able to deal some extra damage with their creature, and they cannot hold their creature that you stole as a blocker because it has to attack. Just don't take something with a vigilance when you are gonna steal something with the intention of them not being able to block with that card in future. So this is okay in aggressive decks, but I'm not sure how aggressive I am. I'm not actually that aggressive, so I will play this just because I have 2 Sepulchre goals. That's the only reason. But I will play only one. If I had more sacrifice outlets, playing 2 would make sense. Alright, so here I think the Earth Cult Elemental is the 6-drop. I'm gonna cut here because I have these expensive cards here already, so I don't need another one. I want to definitely test this. So it is a 6 mana 4/3. It makes one of your creatures fight one of their creatures. Even these can participate in the fight too if the opponent's creature has only 2 power. This can fight by itself without dying. And then when you specialize for this deck, the relevant modes are black and red. So the red version says you get a double striking hasty creature out of the one that you killed by fighting. That dies, of course, at the end of your turn, but you get one good attack with it. And then the black version says you get a menace creature, so a hard to block 4/4, which you will have to sacrifice. So the specialize seems like it's decent in dealing a bit of extra damage, but I think the most value should come from the fact that this is an ETB fight card basically. So you can, this card can kill anything with 2 power and, you know, at most 4 toughness obviously, or you can just, you know, make some of your other creatures fight. It could be this 4/4. Well, I don't know. Let's try it at least. And here 2 more cards will be made. The Sellsword, do I care about 4/3? I mean, it's gonna be one. I'm gonna cut either the Manticore and the Sellsword and probably something else after that. I'm thinking how good the Manticore is. I have some. Yeah, I mean, might actually want to have the Manticore over the Sellsword here. It's not a good card, definitely not, but I could see attacking with this, or blocking with this vampire. This has flash up, obviously, so you can attack or block something. Even if you lose a creature, this can finish it off, and then you have a 2/1 flyer. So it's a bit overcosted. At 3 mana, I think this would be a very decent card. At 4 mana, it's overcosted. But my deck doesn't really generate treasures, so this is just gonna be a vanilla 4/3, 4/4, and I don't care about dragons either, so I'm going to cut the Sellsword in there. 12 red cards, 11 black, and then I have the options to run 16 lands or cut 1 more card. I think I might not even need the Pilgrim's Eye here. Yes, I do have a bunch of these expensive cards, but I have nothing that costs 5, and there are only 3 cards that cost 4, and a lot of my cards are very cheap, so I guess I could, in this case, not play the Pilgrim's Eye, because I do like the other options here. So then again, this being a flyer, it's a bit relevant because it's, you know, easier to attack with it, so that it doesn't just get blocked and dies for no reason. Because I want to be able to attack with my creatures thanks to these. You know, I have 2 of these Gnoll hunting parties, so that might be a reason to prefer to have it in the deck still. I don't think I want to play 16 lands. I think it's going to be 17 lands. So I'm not cutting that early drops. I guess 1 vampire spawn could still go. I want to play with the improvised weaponry. Okay, I got 1 vampire spawn, and this leaves me with 10 black and 12 red, so I suppose I have a couple of red double casters. I have a Pilgrim's Eye fixing my mana too, but it's gonna be a 9 red sources and 8 black sources, and I have one of these gates here, so that's the deck. Yeah, can't block. I don't think this would be that good of a card, even if it could block. 2 mana to make a treasure token can be okay if you need to splash for something or something, but it doesn't really seem like a very good card, unless you are very aggressive and you are sure that you don't care about blocking with your 4-drops. Okay, so this is the main deck. Well, let's add the remaining lands here. Let's use the relevant lands from the new set. So, for example, these ones. So 9 of these, and then well, I don't think I have used these ones yet. So 7 of these, because I have the gate here as my 8th copy of a black source. All right, so this is the deck. Yeah, if I could change, this would be a Grim Bounty, the 4 mana sorcery removal that makes me a treasure token, but I think it's still a fine deck. So let's see how it goes. Five lands, but I have these pretty decent 3 and 4 drops, and one of my lands can get me a card if I have time to activate it at some point. So I'm on the draw, but I think it's a keep because of the power of these cards. Although this is not so powerful when it's your first play, because you are not going to discard your hand. But it's still hard to maybe mulligan this hand. I can also get lucky and draw a 2-drop here. Also the improvised weaponry is kinda okay, because now I can if I need to get something dealt with, I can. So they have this mana producer, they can have a 4-drop now. They gain life if it is only taps for green, so it doesn't fix your mana. But if they have dragons to cast, they will be able to gain life. Okay, so the green-white, it has a life gain synergy in this format. So now the question is it worth killing the nurturer? Because green-white, well, all the colors have some dragons. Temur colors, so red, green, and blue have the most. So if I play this ambergris, are they gonna block with it? I don't actually mind their trade here. I think I'm gonna save the weaponry for something else than an O2. They will be able to cast their expensive spells here. I'm not like rushing here to finish the game, so I'm gonna let the trade happen here if they are gonna do that. Yeah, I could misclick here badly and discard my hand to draw 2. Yeah, that's fine trade for me. There's even not a green trick that could have saved the thing, so that's fine. I assume when I'm playing against white, there's gonna be some target with only 2 toughness at some point. That's gonna blink a non-border creature, so it's, they could have actually paid 1 mana for this thing because they're gonna get this untapped anyway. Have 1 land untapped, but I don't think it matters really too much. Alright, so if I'm gonna... Okay, so this thing is saying that... okay, I don't know if you can read the text when my face might be there, but... so this has haste. It gets a flame counter when it attacks, so basically if this dies, if they block with that 3/3, I get my 1 mana, raise dead effect. That's definitely valuable, so I'm gonna play an attack and actually I hope that they will block, so I can get my equipment. Wait a minute. Sorry, yeah, sorry. Of course, yeah, that's how it... So when it attacks, it exiles the card already. And then if this dies, I have at the beginning of the end step of my next turn, I will discard the card. So I can, play this card on my next turn, which is fine. Okay, can they gain life? They cannot. Okay, so I can kill the uniform. So what I can do here is I'm gonna cast this with the raise dead option, and then I'm gonna use the improvised weaponry to deal with this thing. Now they're gonna be able to copy this thing, but I don't think it's really that big of a deal. So return a creature card. Cardum doesn't anymore get me a 1-drop. So should I take the ambergris? I'm not going to discard my hand, even though it seems to be full of lands. The lands are still useful. This is a 4/3. Okay, I'm gonna take the 4/3 because of the stats. Because of the stats, yeah. Then kill this before it gets any counters. They're gonna attack for 2. I'm at 20, and no reason to sacrifice the treasure for that. And then they get a 2/1 in their hand. So I'm not worried about 2 2/1s here. If the Cardum trades with them, that's fine. But let's see, they might have even, a bigger creature here now. 2/1, and they have 3 mana available. Any drops there, or what is the card they are gonna cast? Pilgrim's Eye. Alright, so whenever a creature you control dies, put a +1/+1 counter on equipped creature. So I would have to have some other... Yeah. So, I mean, I should have a clean attack with this unless they have a trick. I'm gonna go for it. Oh, and I have a... Oh, because of their treasure, I also can play the Pilgrim's Eye. Let's see if this can... So it can't get any card anymore, because that was my one mana card there. Okay, they didn't have anything. And now I'm gonna play this, and I can block one of the 2/1s with this Pilgrim's Eye. Let's take a land, just to thin my deck a bit. So let's take a swamp, because I have 2 monsters. Okay, now I have 2 and 2 in my hand. It would be nice to block with this after I have this equipped on something, but I think it might still be worth it. Okay, they don't even care. So they actually want to double block this guy. Well, that's fantastic. I should give the Pilgrim's Eye a counter in that case. It seems like they don't have any spells they can cast even. They have 6 mana. Either they are flooding, or they have a splash, or they have very situational spells, or they have, you know, actual 7 and 8 drops in the hand. Sure. Well now, so when this dies, I get a counter on the Pilgrim's Eye, and this also, you know, gets a 2 mana card. Because I have those in my deck. Okay, the Prowler is fine. I can cast it and the Vampire Spawn. Yeah, that's fine. If this trade happens, I'm very happy. Okay. Pilgrim's Eye gets a counter. Let's play the Prowler and the Vampire Spawn here. And I still have specialized creatures in my deck, so I shouldn't, you know, play all my lands. I might, at this point, I definitely want to discard lands for any specialized effects because I don't need. Oh, I was gonna say that I don't need all these lands on the battlefield, but they have this rat effect which says, well, I can. This is a rogue, so I lose 2, but they lose 1. So this was a 2 for 2, and I get actually no. The lantern gives counters to equipped creature only, so. That's the reason they're, you know, having all these cards in their hand. Maybe they... Okay, I don't know anymore. They played the land, so at least they have at most 2 spells in their hand right now. Let's get a card out of this thing. Sepulchre Goal. Okay, that's pretty good with the provocation here. So who's gonna get equip it? Maybe that one. So if they have a big creature, I can get a nice valuable provocation here. They have nothing. Okay then. Well, I'm going to leave my lands in my hand for now. I don't think I need any more lands. So just if one of these are gonna die to the white, you know, deal white damage to an attacker, I think I want this Prowler to die because it draws me a card, and also this is very good with the provocation. Of course, not that they have nothing after the Wrath. I'm just winning here. They have only 7 lands on the battlefield. What have they played in this game? It seems I have more cards than they all the time, but I guess. Okay, so there's another life gain, you know, payoff, but where are the enablers? This is only an enabler if they have actual dragons in the deck. Okay, well, I'll simply use my provocation and win the game unless they have a way to... Oh, there is a card in the set that... you know, gives hexproof, but anyway, this is basically a fight effect. I can't see it properly. So this can fight with whatever they choose there, and then the goblin is my most prevalent creature type here. So they are gonna fight. Well, I guess I could eat it. Any reason to do that? I guess it doesn't make any sense. Let's let them fight. Prowler gets a counter here, and then they have 1 card in their hand, so this is gonna end up to my victory if they have nothing. Yeah, that's it. So the favorite enemy is a rare, which is basically a prey upon. A couple of creatures fight, you know, their creatures and my creature, and then it has this creature type thing. So it checks what is the most common creature type in the opponent's library, and then when those creature types die, they get to put some counters on them. Well, I don't really have a lot of... Let's see. Okay, I have most... The 3 is the largest amount, so it's not really gonna give them too much value in terms of the counters. It's just a prey upon, but prey upon, it's a playable card, so any counters you get out of that rare is just, you know, a slight bonus. So what did I see? What do I want to sideboard? They have this stick together. Let's keep that in mind. They don't seem to have a lot of creature types. They have one warrior, and all the remaining ones are not, that I saw here, not suitable for a party. How about my party creatures? So that's two clerics, any rogues, two rogues, warriors, no warriors, and then there's a wizard. No, okay, I have only two, plus two, so four total. Don't think it's really a big deal. I'm not going to play like a horde robber because of that. Is some of these gonna be bad? I think my main deck is fine enough. I mean, what would I want to play? In some matchups, I might want to have like a random 6/6. The young red dragon. I have to be careful if they have some life gain. Oh, they actually have the Sylvan Shepherd. I forgot about it. Yeah, this is a life gain, enabler. Come on. I don't think I'm gonna sideboard anything. I just don't know what would I sideboard here. This is fine. Let's do it. Okay, again, don't have a 2-drop, but I have a couple of 3s here, so won't be really mulligan in this. Also, I didn't see them to have too aggressive of a deck. They mulligan, I don't. They might have the 2/1 with double team, but I mean I have a 1/1 that can block 2/1s, and I have a 2/3 that can block 2/1s. So I'm not too worried about them getting 2 of those 2/1s. Okay, they have the Nurturer again. I miss my 2-drop, but I have at least drawn 2 non-lands here. Lurking Roper, okay, so this one, if they get their life gain stuff going on, that's a pretty big one. Alright, so I can cast this for 5 probably if I just play the... Well, I'm gonna play the Pilgrim's Eye because I'm not gonna attack with the spawn into the Lurking Roper, so let's do this. The next turn I can decide between the Sewer Plague and that's a basic land. I can't get the gate with this thing. So I can decide between the Vampire Spawn and the Sewer Plague next turn. And if they get some, bunch of life gain effects, I might have to just shrink this thing. Okay, that doesn't gain any life, so... And this would gain life if they have dragons to cast. Okay, they chose not to attack with it. Okay, I got my combo piece, so I might even wait until the turn 6 to play both this and the provocation if they have a worthy target for it. But for now, I'm not gonna play with block with the Pilgrim's Eye, so let's do this, and then I'll just let me see. I cannot double spell here, and I don't think I want to plague this Roper yet. I'll take the Vampire Spawn. It can at least block these 1/1s and 1/2s. Next turn I can play the Gnoll Hunting Party, assuming I can still attack with the Pilgrim's Eye. Well, of course I can always attack, but I would rather not attack in a way that, they can just eat with a blocker that can block a flyer. So the Hunting Party into... Although I want to be able to attack with the Hunting Party, so let's see how it goes. I might end up stealing the Lurking Roper. Oh, they have another one of those. Okay then. So the other one I have to steal, the other one I will have to deal with the Sewer Plague. I mean, I can steal and sack the other one, because it blocks my 4/4 first strikers, sadly. But it's fine. I have a game plan here. They are stuck at 3, which means they have 3 spells in their hand, but then again I have a nice amount of spells in my hand too, and they did mulligan to 6 in this game. Alright, so I could go... Nah, I'll just do this. Let's disincentivize them from attacking with this 4/5 so that... I mean, of course they will if they have a way to... Oh, that's nice for them. Is this a tiefling? Please don't be young signal. Yeah, they get this fight effect now. That's annoying. I lose... I mean, it wouldn't have been a big deal if I was able to, get the double team going on, but mean, not that I was able to really attack that profitably there, but still annoying. Alright, so I can only attack with my 1/1 flyer. So when a tiefling I control dies, they get a counter. Don't have any tieflings here, so not a big deal for now. Let's attack with this thing. And I'm gonna play one of the goals, and I think I'm going to eat one of the ropers here, because I don't like them being around. I still have the provocation if they have like a flying blocker or something crazy. I'm gonna make this, you know, shrink anyway, so it's a 1-2 now, and soon it's gonna be dead. I don't have that big ground attackers either, but okay, that's a 1/1. It mills them for 4, and when that thing dies, they can get a land from their graveyard. So land. Okay, well, they milled 3 lands and 1 2/1. So I guess that was a good mill for them because they didn't want to draw them either. Anyway, so good for them. But what do I do this? Okay, another Knoll hunting party. Hopefully that will survive. So I'll attack. Still, they have nothing that can block the 1/1 here. Yeah, I'll play this and the Baldur go. Don't think both of the goals are gonna die. So that was bye-bye for the another roper. They do have a bunch of, you know, blockers in the ground, but the thing is, the Knoll hunting party is going to. I mean, this has a first strike. Oh, so I have to sack it now. So I lost both of my hunting parties without them having a chance to attack. But at least I can prevent them from getting the Soldiers of Watch. But so let's sack it before the enchantment resolves. Alright. A bit sad, but... Oh, Cardum. So before I play that, because it's, you know, just gonna be blocked by the 4/5, I'm going to do the provocation right now. No, I guess I don't need to. No, I'm gonna sacrifice it. Of course I'm gonna sacrifice it. So let's do it, attack with everything and see how they are going to block. This thing dies into another token. This is a really nice 3 mana mana accelerator, because you don't even want to really kill this, you know, on turn 3, because they will get a 1/1 token for free. So it quite often is going to be able to get the mana. Okay, so that's how they block. I'm gonna kill the 1/1s, I think. And then they did jump block the roper, so I can... I'm definitely making the nurture go away. So they will be left with the Myconid. Sure, and post-combat I will sacrifice this thing. That's fine. They get the land to their hand. I don't think I care about it too much. It's gonna happen at some point anyway. Okay. Who knows, maybe the Pilgrim's Eye will go the distance. Now let's see how big of a creature they can have there. Could be the 7/6 that gains 3 life. Could be that thing which gives them... Okay, that's fine, because I don't mind if they trade with the Cardum. I'm gonna get my... Unless I draw the 1 mana equipment, I'm gonna get the equipment with it. They have no plans of blocking with that. Okay, Sewer Plague. Sewer Plague. Alright, I don't think I need to do it. I'm gonna actually do it like this. So, am I going to attack with everything? Yeah, I'm gonna attack with everything. Let's see how they do. There is the Ghost Lantern. So if they block a Sepulchre Goal, what do I do? I mean, I win. Because I can sacrifice with the other goal, the goal that's getting blocked here, and then I deal with 9, and they have only 1 green left, yeah, so they can't really do that. Now if I sacrifice the Cardoom, this is 4-4, and yeah, then I could sacrifice this. I could also decrease this with the Silver Blade, but I don't think it makes sense. I mean, I'm happy to have this 1 card back. So let's do it like this. What happened to the sound here? So I have until then at the beginning of the end step of my next turn. So I don't have, this is an instant, so I don't have to use it right now. And how many creatures I attacked with? Well, 4, I think. So this Gnoll Hunting Party is still gonna be a 2 mana play. If I was able to cast it, but no, I will have 1 mana left over only. So yeah, I attacked with 4. Alright, so let's see what they do and then decide who I'm gonna return with the Ghost Lantern. Of course, it seems like I'm winning this game easily. I might also, play the Super Blade end of their turn, because I have still my entire turn to use this Ghost Lantern. So they have 6 mana available with this thing. Mill 3, then return 1 creature and 1 land to your hand. Okay, that's just like a bad divination, I think. And then I guess very late in the game it's a little bit better, although you can only ever get 1 creature. But anyway, point is, out of the 6 mana they have available, they used 3. Well, they will have a land now, so they will have 4 mana still left. But how are they gonna deal with all this stuff? They don't even know about the Super Blade, and I have a hasty guy coming up. That is a 4 power creature, and they have 4 life. So, and these all threaten to be 4 life. Yeah, I don't think they have any chance here. Yeah, they can do that. Doesn't matter. I have already won the game. Oh, and it has perpetually, they, yep. Because that's how the perpetual effect works. So I have to use the Silver Blade on it. Didn't they have another Lurking Roper? Yeah, they had the attacks each combat if able. Not great for them either. But yeah, this one was already -1, 0 because of the other Silver Blade I used. It's gonna stay like that. As you can see the list here. So -5, -5 when you sum up the negative stat changes there. Alright, anyway, that was the first match. Okay, on the play with a actual 2-drop, 3-drop start. And definitely the Prowler first, because you don't actually mind even if this trades with something very insignificant, because you get to draw a card, assuming this is attacking and not blocking. So I don't mind hitting my land drops, especially with the 6-drop in my hand. I could play this to have the quick double team, but I think I'll have a chance for that. Especially now, it's one reason to play the Manticore also is because of the double team, so that gives you attacks that. I'm gonna actually play this instead of the spawn here, because I have this tapped land as well. I can now attack with this, and then if it gets blocked with the opponent has a 3/3 blocks with that, I get my other copy in my hand, and then I can use the Manticore to deal with the stuff. Oh, they had a 2-mana 2/2 with flash, and they can use it to save their creature from, or another permanent from dying, for instance. Right, so how does it go? Well, let's see what they play. They have 3 mana available. Don't care about the 2/2. Okay, Priest of Ancient Thor. Now this is still a good card. It doesn't have flying like the Inspiring Overseer did, but it's still a good card. And when this gets free flying, it's just insane. Well, I don't have to care about New Capenna anymore. Alright, so I'm just gonna, I don't care about how they're gonna block, it's fine. I'm gonna do this, and it's gonna be activated for 2. I don't think they're gonna use the Chwinga on this router, so I don't think I'm gonna use the Rabble router this. I guess they can double block the Rouser, but I know even that's bad because I can use this twice. It's gonna be a 3-3 and it's both of them. Alright, so they don't care about blocking at all. They don't want to give me the card. So I can pump this once and then use the Rebel Rouser number 2. Or I can just play the spawn, but I don't think the spawn is that important. I'm gonna do it like this. Of course, the further copies don't have double team anymore. So, but how this ability works, it pumps all of these creatures that have the same name. So these both will get the boost. So I can make them both into 3/3s, for instance. That is gonna blink the Ancient Lore. Okay, that's how you get some value with that thing. Okay, that's nice. Don't think it really changes much from me. So, okay, this has death touch and these can be a 3/3, so let's just go and see what they choose. I don't think I want to waste the Manticore here. I know I will tap out all of my stuff here, but the point is I will have the Manticore for later use. I don't think the 2/1 flyer is that important. I'd rather save the Manticore, so let's do it like this. There's no rush. Opponent can attack me for 4, be my guest. They are at 11, I'm at 20. Let's hope they don't have more of those blinks, because that's gonna add up quite nicely. They have already drawn 2 cards. Okay, they have just more of those priests. Well, I guess I can kill if I get the 6th land. Steadfast Pal. Okay, I'm going to kill that instead. Alright. Land, please. Well, they can't double block this. I still might want to have this as a blocker. Although I attack with both of these, they are not going to trade. And then I'm gonna play the Vampire Spawn and the Prowler, and they have no good attacks, so I'm going to attack still. Now, if I block with the 2/1, if I block this with this so that it dies, I won't get to draw the card. So if they deal with the Vampire Spawn somehow, as they do, I have to make a decision if I want to trade with the Paladin without cashing the card. I think because I have the goods in here, I'm not going to... Well, they're gonna attack for 8 here though. Huh. Okay, in that case, if they're gonna go that aggressive, I can lose some value here. It's still my 2-drop trading with their 2-drop, and they make that indestructible. Interesting. Do they have a planes here? They can't cast this. They don't. Alright, so now I need to land, and I got it, so I can kill now the Paladin, I think. I'm gonna get the creature back, so I would like to have the ETB effect. Token, that's a copy. All of these, I have 2 versions, the mono red or the black red one. So I'm gonna get a copy of the creature that dies when I fight. So it would be nice to get this thing. Also, I can just kill the Circle of the Moon Druid, but I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm gonna play the 6-drop, that's for sure. I mean, I could fight the Moon Druid, and then I'm not gonna attack with the Rebel Rouser. I need the blockers here now. So, alright. That's gonna be a 4-2. I don't like the lifelink replan there, but I think I'm still gonna this guy there. So this kills this. Not sure if that's smart, but let's see. So this specialize is 5, that's a lot. Yeah, the Priest of Ancient Laws means that they still have all these cards. They also got value out of this Tears Blessing, or what's it called? Facade. So this says, oh, it's gonna exile my thing. No. I get it back though. Unless they specialize. Oh, it costs 5. They don't have the 5 mana there. Okay, so let's see how they attack. They can attack with everything and eat. Let one priest die, but no, they choose. Okay, whatever. So I get another fight here. I can kill this flyer. Because until it leaves. Alright, alright. So I'm gonna use the plague here right now. I guess I could have waited, but I didn't want to risk here. I wanted to kill this thing while they are tapped out. And then this is 5 mana, but I wanna probably sacrifice, discard the swamp. Although, do I need the manticore here? I should have maybe attacked with this first. I don't mind if this dies when it's attacking, because then I draw a card, they go down to 7. Do I want to have mana up for the manticore? I don't think. I want to discard this for the specialize, so although I guess I can discard whatever I draw. Okay, there's a chance I want to use the manticore as an even as an attacker without getting any benefit from the ETB. They have quite small creatures here. Oh, they just concede because, yeah, they know I have a win here. Because I would be able to get a copy with this thing of this thing with haste, and it makes one of my creatures fly. So I have, you know, lethal in the air if they have no cards. They could have maybe checked if I go for it. I probably would have gone for it, but they decided to concede without me having to, you know, do the thing, which was of course risky because they could have had some instant speed interaction to interfere with my specialized, for instance, but don't have to worry about that right now. So I have to keep in mind that they have, well, this thing, yeah, basically kills my creature if it's, well, okay, conditional removal, whatever. This thing, for which I need to save my own removal, that is good with triple Priest of Ancient Lore. Didn't they have 3 of them? Well, at least 2. Okay, 2. And they blinked once. Alright, and then they have this to save from harm's way, and of course this has the indestructible thing. So I have to be wary of a bunch of instant speed interaction they might have. Is anything here going to be good enough? Do I need something here? Is something in my deck very bad against them in particular? Don't think that's the case. No. Again, don't really think. Maybe the vampire spawn, but even that's not. I mean, it's good against the priests of Ancient Lore, but how good is it? What I'm gonna cut if I. Is the Pilgrim's Eye. I still like the Pilgrim's Eye because of the gnoll hunting parties. Although also the extra land is useful for all these specialized. I have 3 specialized cards in here, so I usually want to discard a land, not an actual spell. Alright, so I think I'm gonna go without sideboarding. And if I lose the next game, maybe I can readjust. I think I say that always when I don't sideboard anything. But that's how it goes. Because if you after game 1, if you don't sideboard anything, that doesn't mean you shouldn't sideboard something after game 2 if it goes to game 3. Alright, so if one of these was a swamp, opponent mulligans, I have this ambergris here, but it might just die to whatever Priest of Ancient Lore they might have. Oh man, if I could go for 2-drop, 3-drop here. Opponent mulligans there, what does that mean? Should I keep this hand and risk it? I have at least 1 mountain that I might not ever need here, assuming I draw a normal mix of lands and spells. I'm gonna mulligan too. Well, okay, they went to 5, so I can go to 5 too. Let's be, oh come on. Can I keep my 7-card hand that only was, missing a color, but at least had enough lands? But I mulliganed the 4 mountain hand into 1 mountain hand into 1 mountain hand. But at least I have here 2 mana red spells. So if I get a any land in 2 draw steps, I get to play a game here. So, don't think I need the Prowler. And I guess the Fanatical Priestess is gonna have to... Actually, the Prowler is better than the... No, this is black. Okay, I can cast... No, I can cast the Hobgoblin if I draw a mountain and not a swamp in a long time. Okay, I'm gonna cut the black card and this 6-drop has to go too. Well, and I still need to get lucky, you know, drawing 1 land. I mean, I don't know if it's that's particularly lucky, but it's still totally possible not to draw 1. Okay, I did draw 1. Am I gonna do this to get another? Yeah, I'm gonna do it. So both of us went to, you know, 5 cards, and I... Okay, so I guess I had the better outcome here after all. Because they didn't have anything to play while I do. I'm gonna play the 3-power creature. I might just kill whatever they're gonna drop when they get to play some creature there. Okay, no planes, so no Priestess of Ancient Lore. This is a weird match. Because I might just win it like this. Because now I have all these... Did the sound go away again? Anyway, I can kill the first creature with this enthusiasm. Okay, now a Priest of Ancient Lore will make an appearance, I'm pretty sure. Although I can just pump these guys and they don't have a good block with the 2-1. This will have first strike. And these will be 2-3s, if they play a 2-1. They have a Clement. All creature cards in their hand perpetually get +1/+1. And they can even specialize it. But I can kill if they do. It's not gonna have more than 4 toughness. Alright, so I guess I hope they specialize right away. Because they don't have good blocks if they don't. Specialize is a sorcery speed action. So if they don't have anything for 2 green, they might go for the specialize. And then this is it has lifelink. You get a boon with... Okay, the next creature spell will have a lifelink. Alright, anyway, I'm just gonna kill it. I'd rather get rid of it right away. Attack for 5. But well, I don't know how many creatures they have in their hand. They did discard a creature, so because all of them will have +1/+1. And I have this boon. My next creature will get +1/+0 perpetually. Alright, so I could just kill it. I mean, I could just go for a with double Silver Blake. I think that makes sense. They go down to what, 6 now? I have a vampire spawn here. Let's see how many more of these priests they have, because if they don't... Okay, that gains life, but I still have this. I mean, this is... that was a little bit... Oh, they maybe shouldn't have done that. Because I was only gonna be able to attack for 1, 2. I didn't even pay attention to it. But this is still... Because it was 3-3 because of the perpetual increase from the Clement. This thing. So it was 1-1, and this was not gonna get first strike now. So I was going to attack only with these 2 without even being able to, you know, pump them. So they go to... Well, I guess they would jump anyway because this was gonna die. So actually I even wouldn't have attacked here. It would have made no sense because they would still, you know, block 1, gain 1 life, take 1 damage. So they're at 6, and in their upkeep this would die anyway. So they had at least 1 more turn here. Anyway, they conceded. So both mulliganed to 5. I still had to keep a 1 lander, but I got the second land in time, and the opponent missed their 2 drops. I had 2 drops. Did I get the... I have 40 gems. I have 4 of these things, but yeah, 40 gems here. Anyway, that was... well, I don't know if it would have been easier to win if I kept the 7 lander, but at least I think the mulligan was still the correct decision, even though I got unlucky there twice after that. But opponent got even more unlucky than I. Because I have this principle when it comes to mulliganing that you can usually go to 6 cards. Okay, this is a keep. If the 7 card hand is too risky, and usually the hands that, you know, are missing an actual color are quite risky. I'm more likely to keep, you know, these kind of hands that have only 2 have only 2 lands but have both colors, so any land allows me to keep playing. That's a lot better to have any lands that allows you to keep playing than requiring to draw a specific color source of. So a specific you know, well, for example, in that case I had 4 mountains in the 7 card hand. I would have needed to draw one of my 8 black sources instead of like one of my 15 any lands. Okay, so they are ramping hard and fixing hard, but let's see if I can. Oh, if I draw a land, untapped land now, I would be able to play this as 4. Because I'm gonna attack into it, even though this is, if this gold... Okay, and I did. So even if this gold will trade with the gas now, it's totally fine. Because I will play this as a 4 mana. 4/4. Don't have to show them anything like that here now, so I'm gonna do it like this, and I'm assuming the gas is gonna block the goal. Because if I attacked, yeah, for each creature I attacked with, it doesn't matter if they die, it only counts how many creatures you attacked with. That's not even a double caster. I mean, this is such a nice card. So now if they, of course these colors have ways to deal with this, but if they don't, I'm getting another one of those. That's pretty crude. So they have a Charmed Sleep, which is, I can't really benefit from that. There's no way to untap it or anything with these colors. But at least they had to tap out for that. Hopefully they do have 2 mana left still. This thing and the swamp. Okay, I died. Okay, that was great. I get my 4/3 hasty guy. Oh, don't counter it. Oh, I was almost worried that they're gonna have a counter spell for it, because there is a 2 mana counter. It was just a Seek New Knowledge. I mean, I would have. It's a taxing counter spell, but I didn't have the 2 mana taxes. Alright, so now this is great. They're taking 7. I still have the enthusiasm in here, and they have Soul Knife Spy. Don't care about that. I'm going to just kill it, or try to kill it. And then I will see if I can attack on 7. They have a cast up on that. Oh, because it's non-legendary and this thing is a legendary. Alright. So they go down to 3 now, and I have 2 cards in here when it dies. I mean, if it dies, if they have like another... They have another Charmed Sleep, it won't die. Unless I draw my other Sepulchre Go, but none of this mattered. Oh, I kind of forgot one thing, and it was of course that, you know, why this is a 5/1, it is because I used the Enthusiasm to kill the 3/2 Soul Knife Spy. So it got the boon, I got the boon with the +2 power to my next creature spell I cast, and it was this. I even forgot it, not that it mattered in here, but it's something, you know, that you should keep paying attention to, because it might have been relevant in some cases that you want to have the +2 power. I mean, you have maybe 2 creatures you can cast, which of them you want to apply the, you know, the perpetual boost to. So don't forget these things like I did now. I guess when I have played, you know, like a couple dozen of drafts, it's easier to not miss those boons. But at this point, I'm totally going to assume I will forget that this is more than just dealing 4 damage. Okay, so blue-black with, well, all totally reasonable cards. Maybe this not, unless they have a splash going on. 3 mana rocks usually aren't that good, and the 4 mana activated ability is very slow. I don't think it's gonna be coming up that often. It's not, at least it's not worth paying 3 mana for a mana rock. So anything that I saw that's gonna affect my sideboarding. Don't think the Vampire Spawn. This might be very decent to have against someone that has a lot of 2 power creatures, but of course the opponent's deck is not that kind of a deck. They can bounce or kill, or you know, make this, you know, they can Charmed Sleep this thing, so I don't think the Earth Cult Elemental makes any sense either. So I'm just going to I guess the Flyer might be interesting. But I don't know what to cut, so let's go with this now. And again, I have the luxury of, you know, I have the luxury of being able to lose one game and still be able to win the match after that. Alright, so here, oh man, Manticore being the only creature in your starting hand is not that great. Super Blake. I guess I just have to get lucky and draw some creatures because I have lands and spells, and I have all the colors, and I'm not going to cast this. You know, I'm gonna use. You will almost always use the bracelet part here first. Oh, I had a tapped land. It looks very similar to Random Swamp, so I should have played this on turn 1. I didn't get punished at least. So they get to do this effect once, and then I'm gonna Super Blake it. I don't wanna see this thing around. So they get to the mill 1, which might be good with the lantern. It's also good with this land because I never wanted to draw the swamp here. Dragon Bomb Looter, a 1/2 looter that is actually, you know, it costs to loot. Yeah, 1/2 for 2 is a bit sketchy. I'm not a fan of that card myself, but I'm not a fan of this Cradle doing its thing. So even though I wouldn't mind, you know, getting creatures milled with the lantern in my hand, I think at some point in the game I'm gonna have a creature in the graveyard I can return. So they will just start looting. Okay, be my guest. And they play a knife, Solar Spy, and then... Okay, well, it's fine. I will trade with that thing. Hopefully with one of these, unless they have something like a Thieves' Tools. Yes, they might, but... Let's see. At least one removal spell isn't gonna prevent me from being able to block this thing here. They would need to have 2. Shocking Grasp. Alright, well, good for them. But I will get this thing back. Lantern of Revealing. Alright. Should I just kill it? I'm not really a fan of... Because I know now I can... But I can still return this, of course, but... Yeah, I mean... It's so easy to block this. I could, you know, actually kill something that is really nasty. But then again, I have the Manticore, so if they were like a big creature... And I have a Death Toucher, okay, fine. They are almost tapped out now. They have 1 mana up, so let's do this now. Let's kill this. And the next creature I cast will, in fact, get +2/+0. So a 4/1 flyer. That's nice. Now that they could have a counterspell in their deck, and I can return the creature, this Prowler, but I can't cast it. But I can cast the Lantern. So I think I'm going to do it like this now. Do that and cast this, and maybe it will, you know, do something here. Now I have to remember that if I play the Prowler on the next turn. Why did I do all this before? Whatever. Oh, they are gonna allow me to draw a card. Wow. And they lose their looter? What's this? Why did they? I don't know. Mist Dragon. Or maybe I can kill it with the Manticore. It's just a 4/3 after the ETB flyer, of course. So what I can do here is play this thing. This is equip 1, right? Yep. Oh, but no, the next creature will have +. Remember that. Well, because I'm gonna attack with this and they might block it. I wouldn't mind trading with the 4/3. But I think they're quite likely to block it because this has the specialized ability and all that. And I'm not going to empty my hand now. I like to have the Manticore available. So I'm gonna make this into a 4/1. That gets the boon here. And then I'll play this thing. And if this dies, I want this Prowler to get a counter. So let's do it like this. And I will decline this. I know I could... I think the Manticore might be too handy here. So, and they even didn't want to block there. So maybe they have a answer for this thing or something. because this will draw me cards. Oh, another Mist Dragon, that's pretty sweet. That is sweet. So they can actually raise me. This is really good uncommon. So who is going to... So when I specialize, I can specialize into the red or the black one, but I think all these care about when I attack and discard cards. There's not anything else. Yeah, they get minus X. Okay, right, that is actually relevant information. So I might not even want to... Okay, I'm gonna do it like this. I'm gonna take 8 in the air. Alright, so how am I... Okay, I think the goal is... I'm gonna play it. But I'm gonna go down to 6. They have a green bounty on that thing. So I'm gonna sack it so that they don't get the treasure token there. Also, I mean this... Okay, this counter would have happened anyway. But... I'm in a little bit of trouble. I have to jump block. Oh, when they have... Oh, I mean they had it all. But I have my own vampire spawn. Alright, so... I'm still losing here because I can't get rid of... No, I can't. Okay, I think I'm dead here. They might not even block the goal here, which is kind of fine here. Doesn't actually matter, I don't think. So I'm gonna do this spawn here, and then I have to, because I can block the 2-3 with my own 2-3, and then I will... Oh, but I have a lethal attack coming, because I have the Manticore here, which I can use to jump block the Mist Dragon here. Who I want to give the counter to? Because I'm going to lose the Manticore, so I want to give the counter to maybe... But I have a specialized card. Okay, I don't want to discard them. Fine, let's do it like this. I mean, if they draw a land, they do have that thing there. But let's see what happens. They might just not attack with the vampire spawn. But this is what has to happen. And I just have to jump here now. Maybe I should have moved the... Because yeah, this is already 6 power, so... I should have... Okay, I need to... Okay, a creature is needed, because I think I messed up. I should have moved this to the spawn. Because how this works now is that... I'm going to move this in here. And because I drew a creature, I think I'm still winning, assuming the opponent doesn't have anything. But I think I should have played land and equipped to have a 3-4 spawn now. But it should be fine now, because they don't have an attack that allows them to survive. I'm gonna be able to deal exactly 7. Or maybe it doesn't... Oh, no, I was wrong. It doesn't matter. Even if I didn't draw the pilgrims, I could have sacked now the prowler here. So the point... But of course, this lantern is going to give a counter to the vampire spawn, and this is becoming a 4-4. But, I mean, what does it matter? I'll do it like this, and they are exactly dead here now. But yeah, the pilgrim's eye wasn't necessary. I would have just done this thing. I hope I was clear with that, but I think I might still have been better off having a 3-4 vampire spawn there. But anyway, basically I needed the opponent to draw a land, and then when they activated this to draw something, because it's always a non-land, it had to be something that's more expensive than the mana they had. So this had to be a 4-drop or more expensive, and that was, you know, not a very... it was very unlikely for their game to go like this, because anything they could have had there would have just messed up with my victory. But now I won, and that That was that. Is that the last match or is there still one left? No, that was the last match and this was a 3-winner. Again, this is the first draft I record of this format. I have played, I think, either 4 or 5 prior to this. Now I had 2 3-0s before this, so again I just want to say that I'm not cherry picking these drafts. This was the only one I have recorded so far. Now it happened to go 3-0. I think the deck was pretty good. Draft was interesting because the pack 2 had so many. It had the white rare, and then the had I picked that, another one of those white uncommons, this Sea Tower Imprisonment, I could have ended up with a deck that has a decent amount of those quite good white cards. There were others too. So that draft could have gone a different way, but I stick to this black-red, and I was even able to use the provocation sepulchre goal combination once there, and I got to use the good 4/3 that fights on ETB, and it doesn't have to fight itself. You can choose some other creature you control. So I think this is better in a like a red-green deck because green creatures can be a lot larger. I think it's fine. Not like a super high pick, but the Knoll Hunting Party, I never got to double team these guys, but I mean, sometimes you do, and you just get, because when it's your turn, this thing has first strike. 4/4 first strike is very, a sizable threat. So it's a really good attacker, and you get 2 of these for 1 card, assuming you get 1 attack in, which I wasn't able to do, but this is really a totally first pickable card. When the rare is not like a first pickable, then if this is in the uncommon slot, you are very likely to pick this card, I would say. And other than that, Manticore, not a good one, but it's like a playable. I think it's better than the Sellsword. You would play the Sellsword over the Manticore in decks that care about the dragon type, or maybe have enough treasure generating that this can often come up as a hasty first striker. Good removal. Vampire Spawn always gonna work. Ambergris, I don't think I ever got to draw any cards with this. Or was I able to do that? I think I had the option to do so once, but I wanted to keep the hand with Manticore. I didn't want to discard that, but yeah, this is a really decent one. Well, great removal. This 2 mana 4 damage removal, and the Prowler. It's so easy to get the card out of this. It doesn't matter if opponent even blocks with something like a Pilgrim's Eye. Both, got a card out of their thing, but this costs 2, this costs 3. Death Touch means you can even block an opposing like 5/5. You don't get a card, but I mean you can trade with your opponent's 5/5 with your 2/1 that costs 2 mana. Pretty good. And the Ghost Lantern, while I played it because of the Cardoom, and I got it twice with this thing, I think. The counters, something I maybe didn't talk about too much is that how this the equipment's triggered ability works quite nicely with the Sepulchre Goal. Even if you don't have opponent's creatures to sacrifice, you can obviously sacrifice your own creatures. And also this works very nicely with the Prowler. You can sacrifice a Guild Spawn Prowler as long as it's not already blocking in combat. You get to draw the card there as well. But anyway, point is that you have some mid-combat shenanigans when this is equipped, like it happened in the in the final game, which I won with exact 7 damage. I moved this to someone. I needed to get 1 more power for that creature, and then I had this, and I could sacrifice a 3rd creature that was irrelevant for that combat, and then I was able to put that counter there. So it's a nice synergy with the Ghost Lantern, I guess. But mostly, if your deck has low enough of a curve or a high concentration of very good quality cards, then you can maybe pay 2 mana to raise dead something from your graveyard. I don't think that it's really worth 2 mana often, but maybe the equipment part. I want to test this card more. If I see this in a future draft and I'm black, I'm at least willing to try it, even if it doesn't have the Cardoom synergy with it. But yeah, that was now a pretty long post-match, post-event. Well, it's not really discussion because I'm talking about it alone, but anyway, it was the first draft of this format, so I wanted to open up my thoughts a little bit more about the deck, and of course you have always the option to just stop watching the video when the final match ends, so I guess no one got hurt with that extra length of in the video. So my plan is to draft these quite a bit. I don't, like I've said earlier, I don't record all the drafts I do, but again, all the ones I start recording, I will publish, whether it's 3.0 or 0.3, doesn't matter. I'm gonna have a genuine experience. And about the frequency of uploads, it's hard to say. It's summer here now in Finland, and whenever it's warm, I usually am not inside playing a game. So it really depends on what the weather is gonna be like. But if there is not too optimal of a weather, there will be like at least a couple drafts a week, but I won't make any promises. I'm just maybe saying this because the last 2 weeks of New Capenna was no videos at all. I said I will maybe draft a couple of SNC videos still, but it just happened to be a really nice warm couple of weeks here, and I just didn't really play with my computer at all. I did the daily quests of Magic Arena with my cell phone, and that's pretty much it. Just played some casual Magic and to get the 4 wins, and I didn't really play anything in the previous 2 weeks. But now that there's a new draft format, I have now drafted a few times. It's fun. Blue is a slightly underpowered because a lot of its commons are like a little bit too weak, but I think if you get some nice uncommons and rares from blue, you can easily draft that color too. So color balance seems okay. Black red can be still a bit obnoxious with the steel and sack stuff, but because that combination is available at common, but so far I'm at least I'm enjoying this format more than the Streets of New Capenna. Anyway, I will see you in the next video whenever it will appear, hopefully in a couple of days. Thank you for watching, and bye bye.